Hi everyone, welcome to episode 2 of I Thought You'd Never Ask the podcast. Baby, we are back for another episode. I want to start this one off by saying a big thank you to everybody who watched episode 1. I'm actually very impressed with how the first episode performed just because it was kind of a spur of the moment decision. So I was like, you know what, we're going to do it. I did it. I posted it. The podcast is not on Apple and Spotify, so if you originally saw the podcast over here on youtube.com, you can now find the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Of course, it's going to be linked at the end of this video. And if you're already listening as an audio listener, thank you so much. Know that there is a video component with this and a green screen over on youtube.com/JulianIsOnline2. So baby, tap in. But this episode is coming out right after Thanksgiving, so of course, happy Thanksgiving to you all. Obviously, I don't think that anybody celebrates Thanksgiving as like a holiday of the pilgrims. This is really a day to just be thankful for where we're at in life and just spend some time with family. I had a great time. I played Just Dance. I am the new Just Dance champion of my family Don't Play. I'm gonna be getting more Just Dance games just because I want to keep playing. That's just the type of person that I am. But on Thanksgiving and on holidays in general, like holidays like that, I get very like introspective. Obviously, I'm a very grateful person. Like once a week on my spam page, I'm posting like gratitude posts and things like that, just because like I really am grateful for the life that I'm able to live, the life that I am building for myself. Because sometimes like I don't take a step back to realize like, hey, like I'm doing what I want to do. Like I am building something for myself. So all of that is very important to keep in mind. And I hope that you guys, no matter what situation you're in, are thankful for the things that you still have, because we've all been in situations where we've been lacking some stuff. And I don't know, it's always good to just like keep sight of the things that are there for us. But what I want to say is that on Thanksgiving, I was in a very like introspective mood, not in like a sad way, but I was just like thinking like, wow, like just like thinking and looking at my life and how much things have changed. And I came to the decision that for the rest of the year and probably for the beginning of 2024, if we're being honest, I'm not going to be doing any more YouTube videos. And the thing is like, damn, like, didn't you just post another video saying like, yeah, I'm going to be back? I did, but now when I'm thinking about it, I'm realizing that I'm making videos for the people that already know me, when I'm supposed to be making videos to grow to a wider audience. And it's not just, oh my God, you're doing it because you want to grow. Obviously, I do. But I don't want to appeal to the people that already know me, because what you see on camera and what you see like in person in terms of personality, sometimes it's even more in person. So I just want to like take the time to really like go through like my artist development era and really just get things together, get some good concepts together, and just start making some good videos. The yee bullshit is done. And another thing, I'm filming this on the day before it's supposed to go up. Black Friday was yesterday. Where the fuck were the deals? Where were the deals? I bought 2 Christmas presents full price, bitch. Where were the deals? Y'all gotta stop playing on me. I miss the days where people would go out on Black Friday and beat the shit out of each other. Where is that at? Where is that at? I'm the type of person that I already get things on deals and discounts throughout the year. I love couponing. One thing about me, I'm gonna get a deal on everything. I am the not self-proclaimed, but I have been proclaimed the king of deals. I don't move for 30%. I don't move for 20%. And on Black Friday, I'm going to need 60, 70, 80%. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. The whole point, like, what we are really losing recipes. The whole point of Black Friday is for it to be black. Like, what I'm just like, this is really like, it's not getting me hot, but it just confuses me. Like, we are really losing recipes. Everybody knows the USA, the day after Thanksgiving, you go and eat your turkey, you talk your shit with your family, and you get ready for Black Friday the next day. I was at Target, and maybe at Walmart it was a little bit different, but I was at Target, and you would expect some Black Friday. Bitch, it was nothing. 50% off puzzles. I like puzzles, but nobody wants to go on Black Friday to buy a puzzle. TV's $450. No, baby. TV's 75 inches, $99.99. I need to see some bloodshed. I need to see some some boop boop. Like, y'all just not doing it for me no more. Like, the Black Friday deals this year were not hitting. I bought 2 Christmas presents, like I said, for $70. $70, and that's the fact that I used my credit card that gives me some of that money back. So it ended up being more. Why am I spending $75 on Christmas gifts on Amazon? I bought them on Amazon. You know Amazon always does a Black Friday type of one. No. Y'all, we are really, really losing the plot. So, as we continue with season one of I Thought You'd Never Ask the podcast, I really want to focus on having each episode have a theme. But one of the main critiques that I did receive was to have other themes sprinkled out in there. So, this episode is going to have one big theme, and then it's going to have little themes sprinkled throughout. And then the ending will always be the recap, like I said in the first episode. And the way that I want to do this is that I think for the first season of the show, yes, we are going to be having seasons. I want to do maybe 13 episodes, but I feel like 13 is so little. That's only like 3 months. So I want to at least do it until like March and then take a break for a month and then come back for season 2. I might pay for a little logo. Y'all already know how it is. We're going to make this 10 times better the budget. We'll be budgeting at the time, but right now the budget is not really budgeting, but we'll talk about that later in the life update section. So today what I want to talk about is surprises. Yes, ma'am. So I'm the type of person that for a few years now, I cannot tolerate surprises. Surprises make me very anxious. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to say during the podcast, I don't know if it's surprises that make me anxious or when people spring things up on me that makes me anxious. And you would think like, well, aren't those one and the same? And to me, I don't really know, because if you tell me, oh, we're going to do this, and then like 5 minutes before it happens, you spring up on me like a different detail of the plan that I may not be comfortable with, or you just spring on me like, oh, I'm going to do this, and you know, like I feel like I'm being forced into doing something. And maybe it's not necessarily the surprise aspect, but maybe it is that I don't feel comfortable with the things that I'm being sprung up on. You know what I mean? And I think that's what really makes me anxious, just because I have had some very, very, very terrible surprises. I have had some expected surprises that have gone awry. I have got some unexpected surprises that have made things even worse. So I am just not the type of person to like surprises. I don't like them anymore. And I think that a few years ago, after going through some very tough things, I realized that surprises are not for me, because in healing from the things that I had gone through, I realized that I was kind of a control freak, in the sense that if I couldn't control it, I didn't want to be part of that environment, just because if I can't control it, then bad things are going to happen and I'm going to fall deeper into the hole. So me personally, I don't like surprises. I don't know if you guys like surprises, but if you're going to surprise me, just do it in a very subtle way. Don't do nothing crazy with me, because you never know. It might backfire on you. Look, this is just a fair warning. If you try to surprise me with something, it might backfire on you. Obviously, not all surprises are made equally, but I'm just saying not all surprises are for me. And speaking of surprises, is anything really a surprise anymore? And what I mean to say is, on social media, everything is out there. Not even on social media, in our personal lives, everything is out there. We all know a lot more about each other now than we did before. And recently, like every time I scroll through Twitter, I just see so many things being reported on that it's like, damn, bitch, could you at least keep one part of this a surprise? One part? So mainly I want to talk about in the entertainment sphere, and then we'll talk about other things, because of course we can draw conclusions to other parts. But what I want to say is that nowadays especially, maybe it's always been like this with like gossip magazines and like gossip forums, but now especially on Twitter with pages like Pop Crave and Pop Bass, nothing is a surprise anymore. An artist can't tease a new song, because then Pop Bass or Pop Crave is gonna report that it got leaked or something, or they're gonna report all the details of the thing. And it's just like, why is nothing a surprise anymore? I would like for maybe when I go to watch a movie, not to know all of the plot points of the movie before it even comes out. If I see the plot points of the movie after it comes out, that's kind of on me, because it's like, okay, you should have avoided any talk about the movie after it came out. But before it came out, why do I know every actor that's in it and what character they're going to play and how those characters tie into the story and how the story is going to... No. I don't want to know what artists are going to be releasing anymore. I don't want to know what music they're releasing. Obviously, when it comes to like surprising things or like revealing things that artists are doing like behind the scenes that are shady as fuck, obviously I think those things are going to get reported, and I think that we should always pay attention to those things, because what is done in the dark will always come to the light. Y'all already know. But like really, like nothing is a surprise anymore. You can't go on Twitter and look at this movie, because you already know what actor's going to be in it, what scandals. Marketing campaigns are not marketing campaigning anymore, because you just know everything. You know that when you see something, it's not really like a shock factor thing, because you know that it got reported 3 months back that the marketing campaign for that movie is going to be this. And what I'm saying is, for like anyone but you, how what are these people named? Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney, they did this whole like fake dating like campaign thing for the movie, and then everybody and their mother knew that it was a marketing campaign. Like y'all, like the surprises are they're just not hitting anymore. You know what I mean? And it's like nothing is a secret anymore. Y'all's proposals are not secret anymore. Y'all be like, get ready with me to propose to my wife. Get ready with me as I think I'm getting proposed. Like, why do we not want to keep things a secret? Why does every big moment have to be broadcast? Why does every big thing have to be put out there? And like I said, for me personally, in my personal life, I don't want to know. Like, if you're going to surprise me, I'd rather just surprise me. Like, don't tell me you're going to surprise me because then, this, like I said, it's going to backfire on you. But what I mean to say is, why do we want to broadcast these things that are supposed to be, like, intimate or, like, secret or, again, surprise and just broadcast them before they even happen? Like, do we really want the followers that much? Are the followers even going to come even if we share these surprises and these secrets about ourselves? Which, in the same vein, nothing is really a secret anymore. The amount of times that I go on TikTok and people are talking about this and that. Or, for example, in that Ned's Declassified podcast, that they were talking about the things that they were doing with each other sexually while on set from the podcast. Not on set from the podcast, but on set from the original show. Like, some things do need to stay classified. Don't declassify everything. Some things should stay a secret. And some things should be surprises. I don't understand this whole thing that it's like, oh, get ready with me to surprise my daughter on her birthday. Get ready with me to surprise my boyfriend on our 10th year anniversary. Like, do you guys think that nobody's watching? Unless you really are posting this on a private page where nobody is watching. I just don't get it. Like, why are we posting every day? I would never do it. But then again, I think I'm a little different in that sense. And maybe a little extreme at times. Because I really do hang on to this, like, secrecy. Until this privacy. Like, I do share a lot of things about my life on the internet, obviously. But there are so many other things that I have kept a secret. And I was playing a game the other day with my friends. And it was like, oh, we'll ask each other things. Like, and we'll have to answer honestly. And the amount of things that I was asked specifically, I was like, damn, like, am I really, like, such a secretive person? And the answer to that question is yes, I am a very secretive person. I don't mean to be, but sometimes it's like, damn, like, y'all really don't need to know everything. Like, some things, again, should be surprises. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you all like being surprised? Do you like surprises on social media? Do you like surprises in your personal life? Do you like what do you think of surprises? I'm not gagging. And apparently y'all not gagging either because y'all say everything. Speaking of surprises and sharing everything, imagine my surprise. Like, have you ever gone on a YouTube video, maybe like a music video or an audio that's like 10 years old and it has like 20,000 views? Have you gone through the comments and just seen people tell their entire life story? One of the craziest ones that I saw, I think it was like this Italian music video. And this guy in Spanish was like, wow, like, I remember when I was young and I watched this video on TV. And this was the first woman I touched myself to and she really made me a man. I was like, whoa, I thought this was a classy party. But again, like, this is like a different angle that I see it is like when you are anonymous online, you are much more compelled to share your secrets and share very intimate details about yourself. And this is something that I told to a friend a very long time ago. And of course, I'm going to keep him private for just his sake. But I remember, I think he told me once that after I explained to him like this phenomenon of things that I was noticing, that I think when he was going through things, he went and did it on a couple of music videos. I don't know if it was his personal account or an anonymous account, but he definitely did do it. And this is something that I have always wanted to do too, like have a burner page or like have like an account where I can just like go and like vent about things. And I wonder why I can't say those things publicly. And part of it is that I don't want the people around me to like judge me or like use that against me. And then the other part is just like people just want to be anonymous sometimes. Like sometimes you just don't want to go out. You don't want to do things. But like trust me, do this experiment. Tell me if you've done it at the same time. Like, have you ever gone on a YouTube video and just seen people just like bare their lives out on the screen, talk about their traumas, their breakups, their husband, their mom, their dad, their kids dying, like them losing people, them losing themselves? Honestly, sometimes a lot of these are very sad, but sometimes these are very happy that they're like, oh, I'm celebrating my 20th anniversary today with my wife, and this was the first song we danced to on our first date. Like, those things are very beautiful. And also, it's just like, I wonder, like, what compels us as people, like, when we don't know anybody, we're just so much more comfortable, like just sharing everything about ourselves, like sharing these like very deep and intimate things that we would tell nobody else in our personal lives. Like what compels us to that? What is the psychological like behavior that drives that? I don't know. This is definitely something I'm going to research after the podcast because I am very interested. But like, have you like y'all have noticed this, right? Like, I've definitely noticed it. I've always wanted to do it. I know people in my personal life, they're like, oh yeah, I have burner pages, and it's like, wow, like I really didn't know. But that's kind of the purpose, like not to know. So it is surprising, like the secrecy, and sometimes I'm like, damn, like why do I want that secrecy? And then when I really like go down through it, I'm like, damn, bitch, I need therapy. Like damn, like the reason why you want anonymity, you need to uncover that with a licensed professional, which is something that I've thought about for a long time. And I'm like, damn, like should I? Just because you go to therapy doesn't mean that you need one, or that you're like insane, or that you're like going through something like so heavy and you need help immediately. Sometimes you just need to go and be like, damn, like I'm going through this, I don't really understand, like can you help me? And you do. So maybe in 2024, I'm going to enter my mentally strongest health era. And then I won't feel the need to make a private YouTube page and go on music videos and share my life with the whole entire world. Maybe. Y'all gonna have to forgive me for jumping around so much on all these topics, but I'm promise you we're gonna bring it back down to and really focus on this one. So imagine my shock when I was scrolling through Twitter. I think it was on Tuesday, and I saw that Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan are coming back for another Karate Kid movie. Yo, I love the Karate Kid movies. No, I love the first two Karate Kid movies, and I love Cobra Kai. I'm not the type of person to rewatch things ever just because I already like know the plot details of everything. But like these are the definition of like comfort shows for me, and I never really knew like what it was like to have like a comfort show or a comfort movie before I found these two things. But I want to talk a little bit more about why I was so surprised with these news. So this is going to be like my media talk of the episode. So the first Karate Kid movie, I do credit with me like pursuing anything creatively at this point in my life. Prior to watching that movie, I was going through just a lot of like darkness and a lot of very dark things. But after watching the movie, I don't know what spark lit up in me. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try. And this is me trying. So, hey. But I really do love that first movie. It's probably my favorite movie of all time at this point in my life. I love that movie. I think it set out what it meant to do perfectly. And it really did strike a chord with me. And the second movie, I also do have a lot of like a soft spot for, just because the ending was kind of strange. Like I don't think that it needed to have a big fight like the first one did, but it was not a movie about Daniel, because Daniel had this entire growth arc over a year, not even a year, like a few months in the first movie, and then like a few months after, like his second arc started. But the second movie is not about Daniel. That's what I really liked about it, because the second movie is about Mr. Miyagi, and it's really a movie about going back to your roots and going back and rediscovering who you are after a great loss. It's a movie about grief. I also really do love that movie. I have it on DVD. And the Karate Kid 3 should not have been made. And I don't want to say that it shouldn't have been made, because without that movie, the creators of Cobra Kai would not have felt inspired to write Cobra Kai. So I'm going to take that back, but I think that it should have been made differently. And what I mean by that is the arc of the movie happened so soon after the canon events of the first one that it's just like, what more are we going to do? And it does this thing that I fucking hate in movies. And basically it's character regression for the sake of plot progression. So the character's arc had already reached its natural end, but because of contractual reasons, and you have to make another movie because you signed a contract for another movie, they're going to make your character go through the fucking shitter and just rebuild it all to have a satisfying end of the third movie. And it's like, if you're going to do that, don't make the third movie. Cancel the movie. Leave them in debt for years to come and tell them, okay, now's the time to come back for the movie. Like, they really should have made the movie either A, right after the Karate Kid 2, or B, years after, because the first one came out in 1984 and then the third one came out in 1989, almost 1990. Ralph Macchio was almost 30 goddamn years old. What else were we expecting him to look like? Not to mention that the villain was just really stupid. Like, the whole plot of the movie was so stupid, and I do have a gripe with that problem in Cobra Kai. I think that the whole plot line is like, is contrived the word? Do I even know what that word means? I don't like that plot line, but it takes up so much of the show now, so I kind of just deal with it. But again, the third movie should not have been made, which leads me to now we have Cobra Kai. Once we were taking continuity from the first and second movies, I thought that things were being done beautifully. We were being introduced to new, younger characters. The older characters were being done justice. And then we reached the plot points of the third movie. And just the stakes of the show have gone from such like a small thing, like a small petty rivalry, to this like global thing that is just like, it's just not starting to make sense to me. But I do have faith in the creators being super fans of the show to end it right on season 6. I was saying before it even got announced that season 6 was going to be the last movie. I was like, if y'all don't end this shit by season 6, I'm done with the show. I'm dropping the show. Obviously, it would pay me to drop the show because it's one of my favorite shows. But like, y'all, like, you fool me once, that's on you. Fool me twice, that's on me. You will not fool me twice. So hopefully, I think it's going to end well. I don't really know what they're going to do. Which, leads me to the concept of this new movie that's coming out with Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan. Now, do I trust Ralph Macchio's decisions? Yes, because I did read his memoir. I have a signed copy of his memoir, and he always said that he was very protective of the character, so he's very selective with what he signs on to do with the character. So I really like that, but it just makes no sense to me, again, just like the third one, just because the show is still ongoing. The show's being written, the show's being produced. Why are we going back and doing why are we going back to the spin-off movie from 2010 and uniting these characters? Like, how is that any of that gonna fit in? And the part of it is like, I don't think everything has to be a universe. I don't think everything has to be a universe. We're good enough with the 3 movies in Cobra Kai. And I'm not even counting the new Karate Kid from the 90s because it has no relation to the show. I'm sure they're going to bring it up somehow in season 6 because fan service, but like, it makes no sense to me. And I feel like it goes to show that, what am I trying to say? Franchises that are like darling franchises can be ruined so easily by greed. There was no reason to make a Karate Kid 3 movie. The first movie was a perfect movie. The second movie had a very beautiful messaging behind it. Seasons 1 to 3 of Cobra Kai were perfect. But I think just corporate greed really got the best of these franchises. There should not have been a third movie. They should not have signed up for the first movie with a 3-movie deal. Obviously, I'm not blaming it on the actors. I'm saying the studio should not have thought that the movies were going to go that far. Just because, just to scramble to get these movies done, just made the last one really bad. And I feel like Cobra Kai's natural end could have been around season 4. And because they didn't have a natural end after that point, they just had to build up the stakes and build up the stakes and build up the stakes. Because if you don't build up the stakes in your show is stale and your show is boring. You know what I mean? Like, this is just, like, it's just, y'all, I don't even know. Like, will I be watching the movie? Absolutely. But it just makes no sense to me why you would keep going back to a franchise that does not need a revival. We already got a revival. Why are we getting a second revival to the revival? We don't need it. We don't need it. I'm going to watch it. Do I want it? Do I need it? Definitely not. I'm good with the first movie. I'm good with the second. And I'm good with the show. I just don't understand the point of just keeping things going past their natural end. Which, not to like make this like a personal thing again, but obviously I'm going to because I'm the one doing the podcast. Like, I always think to myself now in the present, like, if I do get a career in entertainment, or if I do get a career like doing social media, when will I know to bow out? Because I feel like one of the saddest things that happens to people is like, you keep doing something that you love and you do it when you love it and you keep on doing it and doing it and doing it. But there comes a point where it's just like, what you're doing is not working anymore. What you're doing is not good anymore. What you're doing is not successful anymore. And it's just so sad to see like people that obviously love their craft so much just not know when to respectfully bow out. Like, there are times where I think to myself, like, if I do this, am I gonna, like, let's say I become a YouTuber or something. Am I gonna be a YouTuber for 20 years? First of all, has anybody been a YouTuber for 20 years? Have you? Well, definitely not. Most of you are probably not YouTubers. But it's like, when, like, the feel like knowing when to end something naturally, especially when it's such a big part of your life, can be such a hard decision to make. And sometimes I think of it so much, and then I'm like, damn, bitch, like, why are you thinking of this? You haven't even started. You haven't even started. You're thinking of your career 20 years down the line, which I think is a good thing, that I'm thinking of my career 20 years down the line. but I shouldn't be thinking of it in these such like specific terms. But I do agree that sometimes things like the Karate Kid franchise, like the Marvel franchise, some things need to come to a natural end, and then 20, 30 years down the line, somebody else should come in and say, hey, like it's time for a new spin on this, or we should bring this back with love, like it was done with Cobra Kai. And I don't know, I just think to myself, like, why do the things that we love, like, why do we hold on to things for so long? Why are we still getting Ghostbusters movies? Genuine question. Why are we still getting Ghostbusters movies? Why are we still getting Indiana Jones movies? Why are we still getting Star Wars movies? Y'all saw the new trilogy. Y'all saw that. Why are we getting new Star Wars movies? Not that the whole Star Wars franchise is bad. I'm sure there's still good stories mixed in throughout there. But why? Like, there has to come a point where we need to realize, okay, it's time to end this. We'll come back in 30 years. But, like, look, we are done. We are done. It's time to let things go. Let things go to their natural end. I don't want 10 season shows anymore when the show could have ended on season 3. At the same time, I don't want 2 season shows when the show could have ended on season 6. At the same time, there are points where we do give unnatural end to things, like things that are going good for us, like we pivot and it's just like, no, baby, you should have stayed. You should have stayed. But the moral of the day is let things go at their natural end. Like the Karate Kid franchise, y'all need to let it go. Marvel, I'm gonna need you to loosen that grip on these characters and these movies. We are tired. We are tired. DC, well, no, DC's kind of doing a little better, but Marvel, y'all need to let it go. Let that shit go. Star Wars, let it go. Somebody get them off life support. Please, somebody get them off life support. Anyway, let's take a break because my 30-minute recording limit on my camera is coming up. All right, y'all, we are back for the last segment of today's episode, the life update segment. I think we've been going on for like about 25 minutes, something like that. Let me know what you guys think of the format with like a few smaller topics like littered in there. I was gonna do a different topic today, but I decided to take it like a little bit chiller. I didn't want to do something that heavy, especially since last week's episode was just me talking about the same fucking thing for 20 minutes. So anyway, back to the thing that I was saying earlier at the beginning of the episode when I was saying like, oh, like I'm not going to be doing any more YouTube videos. A really big part of this is just that like nobody is watching them, partly because I don't think the videos are coming out that good, that is entirely on me. But even when I was posting videos that I didn't think were that good, or that albeit they weren't that good, people were watching them, and now people are just not watching them anymore. So I'm realizing that it's just not enough for me to grow anymore, to have the people that are in my personal life just like watching my stuff. Like, I love y'all, but y'all are not cutting it out for me anymore. Obviously, I still appreciate the ones that do still support and the ones that do still watch. And of course, nobody's obligated to watch me. Nobody's obligated to listen to this. So if you are here willingly, thank you so much. But yeah, like, it's just time that I start doing things seriously. Like, just stop like fucking around with things, start taking things more seriously and more professionally, because in my personal life, I do consider myself like to carry myself more professionally, sometimes to the point of intimidation, but you know. And I mentioned Christmas shopping. I have 3 Christmas presents down. I think I have like 4 more left to go. My Christmas list is very small every single year because my family is very big. So I keep it basically down to the bare bones, to the core family members. Because if I start giving to aunties and cousins, yeah, I don't make enough money for that. So we're just not going to do that. Another big thing on my mind has been school. So I'm about to finish my fall semester. And y'all, I am so tapped out of school that I'm kind of like concerned. Like, I kind of have like senioritis. Like, and mind you, I'm in 2nd year. And I already have senioritis. Like, y'all, it's not looking good for me. And like, I don't even know. Like, I don't want to do assignments. I don't want to go to class. Like, I don't want to do anything when it comes to school. I don't want to go to school and then go to work. But it's like, and I'm not saying that my grades are bad. I still have straight A's, but just like the same bandwidth that I had for it even like a semester ago, it's just not there. Like, the focus is just not there. I want to be doing so many other things, and I am doing so many other things. So it's kind of like falling by the wayside, not in terms of like performance, but in terms of priority. Like, it is a priority. Like, I want to graduate, I want to get a job, but it's just like in like the grand scheme of things, like it takes up such a small part of my day. And I love that. I do not want to be focused on school 24/7. I just don't. I don't want to. I do not want to. Please don't make me do it. And next semester, I only have class 2 days a week. So that allows me to get a lot more stuff done in terms of like creativity, but also just in like my personal life, it allowed me to work more and to make a little more money, because Lord knows we all need to make a little more money right now. So just school is not really doing it for me. Another thing, I need to get back on my physical fitness journey. I hate really calling it a journey, but like that's kind of what it is. I have not gone this entire month like consistently, not even 1 week, but just this month has been super super crazy for me. Like I was at a concert this week. I was Thanksgiving was this week, Black Friday was this week, and then the week before that, it's just been people's birthdays, my dad's birthday, and just I've been like trying to do other things. Like I've been doing this, and just like if I want to get things done, sometimes some things do need to get sacrificed. And unfortunately, my gym journey and my fitness has been being sacrificed. It's fallen by the wayside. I don't want it to. So now that December's coming up, and really the only major thing that I have in December is just like Christmas and the holidays and things like that. I'm gonna get back to it. I'm not in a place where I think I look bad, but like I just want to be better. I want to look better, to be honest. I want to feel better, and I want to get to a certain point where I'm like satisfied by my 20th birthday, which is 5 months away. So I think like if I'm at a good point by the time that I'm 20, we can start off the new decade of life right. One thing about me, I love like doing things like at a certain thing. So if you tell me, oh, like we can start like this thing's due Wednesday, and you give it to me this week, I'm starting it on Monday. There's nothing like starting something on a Monday or starting something at 10 p.m. or at 12 p.m. I don't know. I've always been that kind of person. And in terms of my hobby, I have been doing more varied things. I have been watching stuff, like I said, more actively. So like I sit down to watch a show. I don't just sit down to watch a homework. Like not to watch my homework, to do my homework and watch a show. I don't watch a movie as much like while I'm doing something else. Like I'm trying to be more active, which means that I'm watching less things, but I'm like getting more out of it, which is always a good thing. I do need to be reading more because I've been buying books recently, and I just haven't been reading them. I do want to. I have a book coming in the mail on Tuesday, which is the last book to a series that I have, and I need to catch up on that because I left off on book 5, and book 8 is coming out on a Tuesday. So you already know I gotta tap right the fuck back in, and just all in all, life is just kind of chill right now. Like things are good. Like I don't know. I'm in a point of my life where I'm like, damn, like I'm kind of doing the thing right now. Obviously I want to do more episodes of the podcast. I want to do more researched episodes of the podcast. I don't really know how that's gonna work, just because like I don't want to read from a script, especially since I do have a video component to this as well. But I don't know, things will all be figured out. That's kind of in the mood that I'm in today. Like, oh, we'll just figure things out. I have been in a very like retrospective mood, so I might have to bring back some old concepts, and y'all will see, because my old concepts used to be really really good. Now I just have the money to like bring them to life. So yeah, I don't know, like things have just been really chill. Like I don't have much to report today. I already did my media talk, so I'm not gonna talk about the shows and the books and the games that I'm playing right now. Sorry, I'll talk about that more next week. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening. If you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify, just let me know. I'm gonna put a little bit of a Q&A if you're listening on Spotify. Just tell me like what you think of surprises. Do you like surprises? Just what's going on in your life. Tell me. Let's start a conversation. Nobody really commented on my last one, so I'm kind of sad. But please comment. Let me know. Let's start a dialogue. But again, thank you all so much for watching. I know that a lot of the people that are watching these episodes now are people from like my daily life, my personal life. So to everybody watching, thank you. I love you, and I'll see you all very, very soon with another episode next week. Bye.